Unmuted. Hey, welcome to In the Spirit of Things, folks. It's a Tuesday, and it's sunny in my neighborhood. Anyways, this train is going to move from the station today. I take 3 days off, and the whole world goes upside down, John. What the hell?
Lots happening in the news right now, isn't it? Lots of information is coming forward, and it's a really good time to be aware.
Yep, and be alive, not be a dead entity. Anyways,
very good.
Yep. Well, that's hey, folks. As usual, heavy lifting at my house. Huge lifts. Michael's already Johnny's already created that huge, beautiful package that all the fully paid members get to, and we're changing direction of flow as usual again, because from here on out it'll be full members only on Thursday night Privatis.Me classes, because all I'm going to talk about is how you remove your presumptions and how you do your documents. So all full members, you get to come class. This will probably be the last email blast Thursday, because the ones that aren't full members aren't going to get the memo anyways because they don't have the package. So without the package, you're not going to know what I'm talking about on removing presumptions with the documents in tow in your possession. So it's time for everybody to quit thinking and start acting, because they're waiting for you to get unconsent. And if you don't unconsent, they're gonna move on your presumption. And that's what's binding my brothers and sisters up. And I've been saying this for months, John. If you're still on the plantation and you got a court issue, I think the first thing they do is pull up the record and see if you're still on the plantation, so they know whether you're in or out. If you're out, they really have no business with you. If you're in, they have all the business in the world, because you're their franchisee, and they're operating to collect on the hypothecation event of their corporation. You're their corporation, yes. Your mama gave over as the informant, and that's what started the game, and you failed to remove the presumption, so they figured you're happy with where you're at. Anyways, John, what do you think about those Servant King videos?
Well, I'm loving those, Peter. We're always moving forward with knowledge, and there's always, the more foundation that's put out there, the more easier it's getting for people to put this stuff together. And Servant King is servantking.info, a great site with Marcus, as he's known as, really bringing forward some information, very concise, very point-by-point form, showing you exactly what happened, how this happened. Beautiful. He's got 8 videos. He talks about the person, and it's an hour video, and it's the most concise video, very clear. When you're done, you understand exactly what he's saying. He talks about the money video and what money is and how it works, and what the idea behind money was supposed to be, and what we've transferred into right now with this slave debt usage and stuff like that. So great videos. He even gets into the taboos of God in the corporation.
Oh, yes. Yeah. I mean, well, I couldn't believe that. Yeah. I did jump to the headline because I can, because I'm at the deep. I can swim in the deep end without the floaties, and I went to the God one, and I said, "Holy crap! Yeah, this is gonna throw off the paradigm of most of the Christian masses on a whole different level." But they'll probably go to sleep, not want to grasp the concepts, which are so simple, and it's almost like the simpler it is, John, the more unbelievable it is for the masses to get.
Well, that's the funniest thing, Peter. It always seems that way. The simplest stuff is so complicated. They try to complicate it all, in the media and everything else, and movies and life. Everything's so complicated. But when you really get through all the complications and all the disinformation and stuff like that, you see how simple it really is. Everything I'm finding is very simple. It's just you seem to have to go through a complicated road to find out these simple answers.
Yeah, exactly. And brother, I rewatched 6 twice today. It was blowing me up. Talking about the attorney and the person, the what else? Man, it was just
I'm going to bring that up right now myself, actually. About that, I'm on his site. Video 6, Confusion of Things. Oh, yeah.
Things. Yeah,
the swindle, as he calls it.
Yep.
Yes, the attorney and turning
to a torn, right. Well, what I like is the way he breaks down, and he's talking about the birth certificate bond, how your mother gave over as the informant, paralleling exactly what Brother Peter's been saying. on his curriculum. But what I like is Brother Callenbach has already created just a 50-minute video, which is a Season of Treason Part 2, folks. If you don't think you're a slave on the plantation, go watch the video. It'll get your paradigm shift right, because you got to start somewhere. And that 50-minute video breaks it down into digestible chunks. Some will go back to sleep, and some will come out alive.
Well, that's just the thing, Peter. I can't count the amount of hours on. We're talking thousands and thousands of hours trying to put this stuff together.
Yep.
And what these videos, Servant King and as well as Kurt, are bringing all that information together in, within 6 to 8 hours.
Right.
And you're more ahead than 95% of people, who are even trying to figure out this stuff.
Yeah.
Are, because it's just so concise, so point form, and so simple. It's very simple and to understand how we got here.
Yep. Yeah.
And
I wanted to just broach the subject of all my brothers out there who are thinking they got the common law answer. Let me tell you something. If you're still a part of the body politic, you're considered a double-minded man. You're still serving the other master. And if you don't remove the presumption and remove yourself from the body politic before you even entertain the thought of doing common law in any way, shape, or form, you're going to get NDAA'd. You know what that is, John, right? That was the Obama law passed at midnight 2012, coming into from 2011, and you become an enemy combatant of the state because you are serving one master and you're still in that domain, given over as a franchisee of the corporation, and you're trying to wreck the cart, so to speak. Or divert to a different methodology. But you're still stuck on the plantation. So for all my common law brothers, get the memo. If you're part of the body politic, if you're on the voter rolls, if you signed up for a driver's license and given over where they've checkmarked you for being on the voter rolls, or they usually sneak it in, folks. Most people are unaware. But it's always good to rescind the voter rolls from the very beginning. Then there's no areas of gray. Matter of fact, I've been doing heavy lifting with Sister Cookie. We've created a public repository because that's where it should be posted. When the live man goes in, it let you know he's in the private. He's not a part of the body politic. We wanted to post it for the world to see, just like what they do when they foreclose on people. They'll post it in a newspaper for the world to see. They put it in a public domain for the private transaction to close you down. Well, we're just reversing the... We're just flipping the switch, bro. We're doing exactly the same thing. This is what they recognize and understand. We're not looking for permission. We're just we're giving them the memo. We're unconsenting.
You're setting up your foundation again in common law as a man with private notices to the men and women that are affecting your estate.
Yep.
And that's exactly what it is. And see, that's why it is so different compared to a complaint.
Right.
You've already set up the foundation. You've already set the notices. 1, 2, 3, you're out, kind of thing.
Yep.
And if they wish to trespass against you upon those notices being served to them, registered mail, protected by the UPU, this is where you have your foundation. This is where you can go forth and set up a common law court, which is different than a statute code court. The judges are different. Everything's different, but most people have no idea how to even start a common law court, how to take over a common law court, because, of course, these guys don't want you knowing this stuff. Of course, they'll try to get you to traverse back into statutes and codes and all this kind of stuff, and this is why you need your education. This is why when I say you got to get through all the complicated to find out it's so simple. The complicated part is getting rid of all the programming that you've been taught.
Yeah. The presumptions. Hey, brother, the documents are all one-pagers for the most part, and they're simple, easy. And like I say, from here on out, Thursday night calls for Privatis.Me members will only be for full members. So if you're not a full member, you need to go get your this package will pretty much help you resolve just about any issue that you're dealing with to date, because it removes presumptions on multiple levels. It's also got settling the account information in there, John, too, as well. It's really tight. It's really directed and flow, and that's what I'm going to go through is the 7 packages that we already have. They're all one-pagers. We're going to do a Follow the Bouncing Ball at my house every Thursday night for full members. So, hey, and this is the way I say it.
For the new callers, you want to give a little example of what are in these packages that we keep mentioning? Such as the debt package.
Right, the third-party debt termination package. By the way, Andrea just gave me a heads up on Brother Zach. I'm going to share a little love on his behalf. I had him initiate some weeks back the third-party debt termination package, and this lawyer scumbag, I think, was pretty much trying to drag it to the court. I don't think he ever got a court order. That's what I'm thinking is lacking. Was supposed to start stealing it from brother's paycheck, and to date, nothing's happened. And I'm hoping they do go for the estate, because they're going to have a real uphill climb when we have the irrevocable proofs, i.e. the 4 documents that have already been set registered, irrevocable proofs that we're asking and they weren't telling. And we might have to bring Daddy into the game if they want to get stupid. If they get stupid, we're going to get them stupefied. It's all good. There's got to be a speed bump happening, and it's got to be a Lucy moment for some clown at the circus. So, anyways, hey, we're not warring. We just know how to move forward. I think
we know how to use our rights now, and we know how to not be fearful of these bottom feeders, as you call them, Peter. We're taking back our power. We're realizing that we are the ones with the power on this planet, and we just lost our way.
Yeah.
And when you take back your power, and some guy starts, harassing you, instead of the old paradigm of fear and, it's a big bad lawyer coming after me. What do I do? Well, I got to get a lawyer, and I got to start spending my money and all this kind of stuff. You know what I mean? You start taking back your power, start learning these laws. It's quite comical, really, when these guys start coming after you. Because you understand exactly what's going on. You understand what the game is and the fraud and the con that they're trying to pull on you. And when you know this kind of stuff, you don't consent. You don't play in their games anymore. And you know how to send back their documents, and you know how to stand as a man or a woman. And it's there is no fight. It is at peace. There is no going to court and fighting, arguing against why they should trespass against you and all this kind of stuff. No, none of that. So it does really simplify things when you start taking your power and really knowing this stuff. It's an amazing feeling.
Yeah. Well, like I say, it's time. It's time for everybody to go to class. I mean, if they don't like the status quo, if they're not, because let me tell you something. Those that stand fast going to be parties to Obamacare, Obama's tax, and everything else. If you're still standing fast on the other side of the fence, i.e.,
well, it's not even. It's just, and that's just the tip of the iceberg, Peter. When we talk about just the money thing, these banks and all this with all this interest and stuff like that, and this hypothecated funds that have no value, but they're making us, work for 3-4 times as much as 10 years before to get the same products. How much of this are we going to take? People, like I said before, people think when this collapse is going to happen that there's not going to be any food in the stores and stuff like that. But again, it's not going to be that. It's just going to get to the point where people can't afford it. It's going to be a slow, methodical process, and there's going to be more and more people getting on the system, and more. Until next thing you know, you wake up one day and the whole world's on the system because they can't afford basic necessities. And
right.
This is the kind of stuff we got to stop.
Well, brother, it comes to we've looked outside of ourselves. I love the way Marcus breaks it down. You're supposed to be the man, but you gave over to the identity, the person identity that they made up for you from the beginning, and had you looking to them for your permission slips and your consents and everything else. So they've drafted everybody for performance for the game, and because they forgot who they were. I won't get biblical or nothing, but my brothers and sisters have become stiff-necked and forgot to look to themselves, and that's the problem. They see, because all the solutions lie within, and all these are man-made issues. And I'm pretty sure our brother from Brother Marcus is no longer. I know he's not in the system of Downs, and I'm sure he's already taken care of things and got his private side account all taken care of.
Yeah, he definitely on the ball. That guy,
Yeah.
you know, he definitely rescinded all his documents and stuff like that. And you know, like I say, I believe the idea was great, being able to have a corporate person. It's just the fact that we were swindled and that you know, we've fallen for this fiat currency that's backed by nothing, and we're working for paper.
Yep.
And it's our labor that's giving any value, and we're being treated as debtors when we are all the creditors.
Yep. Right,
know?
because they figured everything was a giveover. Like I say from the beginning, I've covered it sort of on my curriculum shows. Yeah, when you gave over at the beginning, when Mama gave you over as the informant, they created the corporation, and you never came out of her. You stood fast and just followed the bouncing ball through the public programming, through the public fool system, through the idiot box. So it's not your fault, but it is your problem, and now you need to find the solution. We have the solution. So if you're in disbelief, yeah, you can just stand fast and do nothing. They'll be glad to tell you what time it is, when to jump, and where you're going to next.
Well, exactly. You know, how many more laws do we have to put up with? How many more increases of current laws and fines do we?
And they're not real laws at all. They're color of law.
Exactly, right? You know, it's just this corporate fiction, again, just robbing us blind between taxes, between home taxes, between food, between medicine, especially you guys in the States. You know, at least here we get Medicare, which isn't all the best either, but, you know, at least we can go in and get fixed up. The States, you know, one visit to the hospital and you can be bankrupt.
Yep. Why do they think they want to get your chip so you can put all your financial information on it? So you have a 401k they can divest you of. Oh, you got cancer, Mr. Jones, by the way. And, no, because you're part of the system, you can't use alternative methodologies because you didn't get our permission or consent. We're going to give you slash, cut, and burn techniques because you're part of the body politic, and that's all we know how to do to you. And that's literally what they're doing.
Like, you can see it. You know, they've treated us so well all this time. You know, look at the world. Look how many people are starving. Look at the education in people now. You know what I mean? Just completely lacking. You know, if our generation after us is more intelligent than the one before it, then we're doing something wrong.
Yep.
If your children aren't more intelligent than you, then you've done something wrong.
Yep.
You know, and can anybody say that now? Like,
no. Well, everybody's sound bites are us.
Right.
We have 2-minute attention spans. We're the clicker mentality.
That's right, you know, and it's very easy to get into that mentality because, you know, we're pushed to the point of stress. We're worked to death, you know, where we've got so much coming at us with the you know, the negative in the media and all this kind of stuff. So where do we stop, Peter? You know, where do we stop? It stops by removing presumptions. It stops by, you know, contracting with these people. It starts with, you know, building communities together, too. This is the other thing. We got to stop this separation. They've separated us for so long because of the fact that if we did get, you know, little communities together, you know, they would prosper. You know, they would come forward and they would, you know, be a kind of life where, you know, well, we wouldn't have to depend on the system. And, oh, God forbid, you know.
Yeah, that's why they want you eating GMO foods and going to Wally World and getting all your garbage off the shelf where they won't label the crap and put what they're putting in there. And next is, like I say, they're talking about bringing in the aspartame to the milk supply and cream and all these other...
Yeah, exactly. And what choice do you have, you know, when you get, you know, some people are living on less than $500 a month.
Yep.
You know, and some 1,000, you know, but even that, like, what choice you have to go get the lowest, cheapest brand stuff that, you know, because they forced you to be nothing but, you know, a slave that's, you know, got enough money just to get through the next month so that you can get back to work. And you're not owning anything. You're giving your power and your labor away to these companies and these corporations, and, you know, we're left with nothing. You know, we think we own these houses, we think we own these cars, we think we own all this kind of stuff. Well, you know, don't register your car and see if you own it. Don't pay your taxes and see if you own it. You know, drive with no insurance and see if they don't take your car. Well, how's that ownership?
Right.
You know, right? All this kind of stuff is just a scam. So we do need a complete paradigm shift. We need this, and this is just the beginning.
Yep.
You know what we're doing now with assumptions and stuff like that is why Peter gets excited and stuff like that, because there's so much work to do to turn this around, and we're just trying to get out of the system first so that we can start something new. And stop consenting to this torture and this poisons and all this kind of stuff that's going on. These mind games that are being played, these these experiments, and we're supposed to be the powerful ones on this planet. Why have we let our people be able to govern us like this with unchallenged power and authority when they're supposed to be working for us? What has happened? Why do we have a society where we need all this brute force and all this kind of stuff, right? Why is everyone stealing and all this kind of stuff? Why is everyone trying to survive? Because they put us into this mentality, right? Survival of the fittest type thing. You see it all the time, and it's got to stop. It does need a whole different paradigm shift. It does need a whole different thought pattern. It does start to need positive attitudes, and does need to start bringing communities together. And this is the way we're going to stop this stuff, because it's all out there. Free energy, organic foods, medicine that can heal you within weeks for multitudes of things. I think there's very little that I don't know how to get disease free from. So it's just a matter of getting out of this rat race, and having people volunteer their time, maybe their land, their and coming together.
Yep. Yeah. Well, like I say, united we stand, divided we fall. They don't want us uniting in any way, shape, or form. This is a separation that keeps everybody binded up at the hip. It's the misdirection at every turn, smoke and mirrors. They've kept everybody dancing a different dance because we gave over our power. Well, we can change that. It starts with you. And guess what? I have direction to flow. Go figure.
And Peter, I wouldn't have minded. I wouldn't have minded giving away my power if we were taken care of like we were supposed to be taken care of. If our children were taken care of like they were supposed to be taken care of. I wouldn't have a problem with it.
Well, you know what? Here's some irony for you. For the last couple of years, I've been waking up every morning saying, they're stealing everything. I said the objective is to steal everything. And it's funny, Brother Marcus knocks it out the park and says they're stealing everything. He was saying exactly what I've been saying internally in my own mind. I'm saying they're stealing everything. They're not going to be happy until there's nothing left. And that's exactly where it's going to. And so if you don't like them stealing, folks, all you got to do is remove presumptions, come out of her, and guess what? There is another way out of mammon, and I know it. And that's the point.
Exactly.
For those that don't.
That's the thing, like I say, where I said we don't own any property anymore. It's all owned by either the Crown over here, by public authority over there, whatever. You know what I mean? We just don't own any property. And back in the day, we actually did own property. We actually had things that we could barter with and all this kind of stuff. And but now it's just as soon as they want to take your stuff away from you, well, it's nothing you can do about it because you are all signed up with consent to be an employee, basically, of these corporations. And basically it's almost like they fire you and you get kicked out of your office.
Yep.
And that's what they're doing, with the scam with foreclosures and all that. That's just a scam they figured out now. After that goes away, they'll figure out another scam how to take your stuff.
Yeah, well, we'll come back and talk about cookies getting how do you put? They got no joy on her to the tune of $2.1 million. So I'd say that's sort of a nice success on our side of the house. Because somebody actually followed a directive. See, folks, this is what happens when you get right-minded. You get to shut the game down. And she's
right.
She's off the voter roll. She ain't a slave on the plantation. She's done and taken the proactive measures that are so simple, and that's what's killing me, John. They're so simple, nobody's getting it.
That's right. Yeah, I've been told a few stories about that's the same thing. People coming forward, and one of the guys who's also into the common law, and people coming and asking him stuff, and he's giving them one-page documents and they're like, well, this can't be right. I'm paying you good money to get this done right. It's a one-page document. He's like, trust me, just use it. And they're all flustered and blah blah blah. Next thing you know, they go use it, and everything goes away.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like it's just.
It's just too simple. Anyways, it's break time. Anyways, hey folks, stand fast. Yeah, John will go into my little homepage, my Privatis.Me Facebook page. We got some beautiful links to share the love on tonight. So,
excellent.
Hey folks, go do what you do on break. If you're not on Privatis.Me Facebook page, get on it. You can get to it from the link, or you can go over to Privatis.Me itself and click on the F, and then you will find the portal that I post all these beautiful postings on, that I give direction of flow on. So I almost have something. It's a follow the bouncing ball page for everybody to know that I'm not making stuff up. Anyways, hey folks, go do what you do on break. We'll be right back.
You're listening to In the Spirit of Things on I Am Free Will Radio. Join us on our Blog Talk radio station every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Saturday night, live from 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern. To find all the links we mention on the show and to stay up to date about when we go live on BTR, make sure you connect with us on our social sites. Follow us on Twitter at handle Privatis.Me. You can also friend us, like us, or join our open group on Facebook by searching Privatis.Me, or by clicking on the Facebook icon on our homepage. It's really that simple.
Unmuted, very good. All right, folks, welcome back to the party. Anyways, just to give everybody clarity, they're doing more stuff around the world and around the. They're trying to give everybody memos. This is memos they're sending for all the slaves on the plantation. I know some people don't like it when I use that word, but that's exactly what it's come down to, because if you've consented, you've given over. That's the whole problem with the whole damn system. That's why it's the system of downs, I call it. Anyways, Andrew did a great job of reposting beautiful informations. If you open up to the Facebook page, you got Season of Treason, the whole playlist. Also, Servant King is located there. Highly recommended watching, folks. If you are not getting the memo on how you gave over, this will give you the clarity you seek. This is what we're trying to do, is give everybody clarity. Then we got, let's see, transhumanism debunked, and why drinking the Kurzweil Kool-Aid will only make you dead, not immortal. Anyways, that's a article.
That was an article, Peter, on basically downloading your thoughts into a computer now. And basically, this guy, he was basically debunking this and, saying that, go ahead and download your memories. If anything, you'll be a copy, but who you are will be gone and dead.
Yep.
It will be just a copy. And, it was quite funny, but more, just retardedness to keep people thinking about, silly things,
just more diversions.
Exactly.
To not have you come back to ground. And here's some beautiful stuff down in the corporation state of Florida. Parents furious after children's eyes scanned by school district without permission. Well, hey, folks, they don't need permission. You know why? You gave over. You consented. They're the state's property. So aren't you? If you haven't watched, like I say, Kurt Kallenbach's because if the parents have consented and they're part of the system of downs, then the children, and then they've got a marriage contract giving over as two corporations to create a new hypothecation event for the system of downs through the marriage certificate application. You asked for permission from an entity instead of looking to yourself. You didn't need permission or consent, but nobody told you. Anyways, we can change that. And we can remove that presumption. Yep, folks, rescind your marriage app. No, you're not divorcing your spouse. You're just rescinding the corporate ties. That's all. My God, people got to get their minds right because they think, a lot of wives, you can't do that. You don't love me no more. No, it's a worthless piece of paper, but it's not worthless to them. It's the ties that bind, so they can drag you into the system of downs whenever they want and take your children whenever they want. You gave over. You didn't remove the consent. So we don't talk about that on Thursday night's call and how you do that document. Then we're going to talk about, John, the 1040s. Because once you remove the presumption of all past 1040s, rescind the signature, I'm going to explain something to people right now. I was explaining to Brother Michael earlier. I had my epiphany moment this morning. And I said, yeah, Mike, you know what? Now I get it. It's really simple. When everybody came in, and started working, they filled out some forms. And technically, they were under a state and gift tax, brother. The W-2s, so when you got your first W-2 or W-4, 1099 or whatever, when you got your to file for a 1040, basically you were in the proper status. You were under a state and gift tax, which had no liability to a tax. The minute you put your wedding signature on that 1040 contract, you gave over. You rescinded. You gave your power over, became a corporation, and you became one of the employees for the corporation therewith. And it's covered on that 50-minute video pretty succinctly with Kurt Callenbach, if you don't believe me. So, but then once you fill out that 1040, John, it changed your tax classification to a tax class 2, which is what? Guess what? A corporate income tax. You gave over to the corporation willy-nilly by signing unencumbered on the line, and you gave over. You didn't reserve any rights, so you had none, and that's where the game started. So I will give you direction of flow on how to rescind all past 1040s, none pro tunc to the date of inception, and remove your consent, because that's where it started. So that has to remove that from the system of downs, and then from there on out, if you are still working, it's highly advisable so that you don't traverse back in. Go fill out a new W-4, and guess what Brother Michael and Peter can show you how to do? How to properly fill out the W-4 as a live man and not a dead entity so you can retain the proper status. You're not asking for deductions. You just get the straight-up exemption so they don't suck nothing out your pocket. That's not giving over. That's removing the presumption. And we show you how to do it correctly as the live man. And, yes, that's already posted on the site for full members. So, anyways, John, it's direction of flow, and then we'll chop on about the license crap after the fact.
Exactly. Yeah, I can understand your frustration sometimes, Peter, because that's why I think we should, discuss the package a little bit more and make that clear. What you're saying basically is no more income taxes?
No. Yeah, you won't have to. You will not be subsidizing your own demise. You will not be funding Obamacare because they have no contract. And
what would that be like to take home
a full paycheck?
Wow.
Like Brother Michael does. It's called the full paycheck, folks. Full paycheck law. Yeah, you just came under that now.
So just to repeat that, because I think we need to make this clear on these calls.
Yeah.
You're saying that we have rescission papers to remove the government stealing 30, 40, 50% of your taxes every week or 2 weeks or every month out of your paycheck,
right?
By just submitting these forms.
Right. Just administrating correctly, properly registered. So, but for those who you have a moral issue with paying taxes, don't bother. Stay and keep paying your fair share because it's going to be 100% before they're done. So there is no such thing as a fair share. For those who don't understand how the banking system works, not one red cent gets paid into funding for your roads or any other crap or any other swill that you've bought and lied from the public fool system and from the idiot box. Not one red cent goes. Every penny that you pay in federal income tax goes to the federal banksters at the Federal Reserve, which is no more federal than Federal Express. Matter of fact, John, I posted the word federal over. It's on the link, on the Facebook link. Read what the word federal means, and it's going to be it's going to give you a whole different overview. Federal means contract, folks. Doesn't mean government. There is no government. Anyways, it's all good. Hey, I want to get anybody that wants a pay raise out there. Hey, come over to my house. Go PayPal $260. Get in the loop, and you can start getting almost an immediate pay raise. If you think I'm wrong, don't do anything. It's no sweat off my brow, Bo.
Exactly.
I know what I know.
And this is how we're supposed to be doing our taxes. Like, again, taxes are voluntary, you know, and, it's just amazing. So, marriage contract rescission, get the government out of your marriage between your husband and wife. Why are they able to, contract in between you? Why do you have to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars before, you can get divorced and all this kind of stuff if you want to go that route? Everything is supposed to be done in common law. Set up your contracts in the beginning. Set up what you agree with. We don't need these lawyers sucking us dry and leaving these poor families, with nothing. The only people that are making out are these scum-sucking lawyers, basically, at the end of it, and you're left with nothing.
Well, you saw the overview Marcus gave on lawyers.
Yes, I did.
Yep.
And like I say, again, those videos that we keep mentioning, these are the top echelon of the learning curve for this kind of information. We've been doing this for years and years and years, and we recommend something. It's usually very, very top level because, it takes a lot to impress me. I've read a lot and I've seen a lot, and, I guess you get desensitized after a while, because you just learn so much. And when you see really good information that, it's taken you years and years and years to come by what they're putting together in a few hours, these are the type of things that you need to watch over and over and over again until you totally understand this information. And once you understand it, you'll see where you are so that you can see where you need to get to.
Yep, and it's so simple. Anyways, I'm going to go back to my anyway, so folks, you go through the first 3 steps, and you can do a W-4 rescission of the other W-4 and resubmit a new one correct, where you're not asking for deductions. You don't need any because you're going to get your full paycheck, so you get an exemption. You get exempted. That puts you back in the status of a state and gift tax. Anyways, they won't tell you this, but we will. So,
and the great thing is, Peter, once you've done this, you are claiming back your power.
Yeah.
So then we can get into the core packages that are, going to be on Privatis, and you've got a few now. How to settle the debt before court. How to basically let them know that you know the game, and in such a way that they don't want you in their courtrooms at all. They don't want anything to do with you because you're bad mojo for these guys. You're one who knows what's going on, and it's so empowering. That's what we're saying here. To be in the status of a man is the most powerful status. And this is just the beginning. This is just jump aboard now, because we're going to see stuff that's going to blow your mind, but you need to know these foundations first before you can use the even cooler stuff that we're going to be bringing forward, right, Peter? Like the stuff that,
Well, we were talking about earlier, which we can't talk about
here.
We can't talk about this in the public, and we never will.
No.
Yeah, it's only private, so, anyways,
but like, how from 1 to 1,000? How exciting is that information?
Hey, that's operating.
Right?
That's called living life on purpose, and you'll be able to.
Right, and the thing is, you need to know who you are. And that's the thing. You got to have your university degree in living in the private, as living as a man and woman, and that's what this is. It's not a 5-minute quick fix. And if anybody who's listening thinks it's going to be a 5-minute quick fix and you're going to watch a couple of videos and submit a couple papers, it's not that. The education is there at Privatis. It's step by step, and you want to put the time in. Yes, you will be an absolute expert. There won't be a lawyer on this planet who will mess with you. There won't be a judge, anybody. You'll know how to conduct your affairs with police officers in peace and honor and confidence. Not being scared, it's something else when you see a roadblock and you smile now because you have no fear. Instead of do I have my insurance right? Do I have my card right? Do I understand if you're driving, if you're traveling, all these kind of things. How to get back into common law jurisdiction.
Well, not so much common law. It's just removing the presumption. And like one guy wrote me in an email about you don't have your own nation state with the divine providence and all this. You know, here's another guy who doesn't know who he is. He's busying himself with the mundane. You are your own nation state, brother. You didn't get the memo yet. See, so then he's going off on some tangent to some other site, which he wants me to put some energy into, which I don't have time because I'm too busy. I don't need Smoke and Mirror Show binding me up. I already know who I am, and I'm going to show my brothers and sisters how to operate in the proper capacity. So I guarantee you, all these people, the majority blathering on about common law, though, John, don't have a clue that that's not.
Well, that's the thing, you know. They go around and they're like, "Oh, I'm traveling and I'm do without removing any
the presumption. Right. If you're walking around with the government's ID, you are the government.
Exactly right. Exactly.
If you've got, in matter of fact, so I'm going to go into the pond first, rescinding mine, John.
And that's the thing I should be clear about too. You know, I have removed all assumptions. I have a public record. I have given up my license and all this kind of stuff, and I don't use any of that stuff.
Right.
You know, this is so. That's the difference. You can't just, you know, like I say, learn a couple things and run around having these licenses and stuff like that and thinking that you're going to be able to traverse back and forth. It doesn't work like that, you know, unless, like I say, you know who you are, and that comes with the education.
Yep. Yeah, it's time to remove the presumptions. I'll go into the deep end of the pool, and I'll get my private plates before everybody because I ain't afraid of no damn ghost, bro. I know who I am.
Exactly.
It's all good. And so, you know, but everybody's so used to giving over, oh, you got to have a license. Yeah, well, what was that video? Yeah, video 6 on Server King. Go watch that and tell me if you really want a license.
See what a license really is, yeah.
Yeah,
it's what a license really is.
Licentiousness. Yep, you're whoring in commerce with the beast, literally.
Well, exactly. And, you know, the whole terminology of license is to get something basically in order to break the law.
Right. Yeah, I like the way you put that. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they're telling you, in order for you to operate, you got to break. We know you're going to break the law, and now we're giving you a license so that you can break the law, so we can get a hypothecation event for when we catch you eating bananas on Tuesdays and Thursdays, because we know you're going to do something wrong.
Exactly. Isn't that a whole big circle of what the fuck?
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, right. A big circle jerk for a hypothecation event for the masses. You ask for permission and consent to come and be your worst.
And it's funny, you know, we talk about the slave mentality and the slaves and all this kind of stuff, that we're all slaves and stuff, because this is the first people that were given licenses.
Yep.
Were the slaves. This is what the whole thing became, was licenses for a slave to do something that they could not otherwise do unless it was breaking the law, you know. And you know, this, and they've just gone ahead and they keep using these same words because they have a lot of meaning, a lot of power behind them. They've just gone ahead and just, you know, left out the point and the definitions for you in you know, these dictionaries and all this kind of stuff. And then we wonder why the education's so bad, because, you know, we're not getting the root words of these the root meanings of these words, you know, and it's not coming forward, and it's not being taught, and words have a lot of power, and certain words you bind it up very quickly.
Yeah, especially if you claim, if they ask you you're a U.S. citizen, and you say yes, game over.
Exactly.
So, yeah, I got multiple articles over on our education page under the Informer that explains the word person.
Time to look up what U.S. national means.
Yep. Yeah, well, like I say, it's been 50. It's been like I say, generation after generation of dumbing down and using the same words and creating the gray areas in everybody's brain. So that's why they want you to go to a structured public school system, so you won't think like we're thinking. Go figure, John. I did 12 years, and it was, 11 and a half. I didn't show up the last half year of my senior year. I was too busy doing other things. But I still graduated, whoopee-whoop, you know. But I, you know, and I was thinking about going to college, and, you know, I just said, you know, it just doesn't fit. I said, I'm a smart dude. I don't need a college education. But everybody's trying to sell you on that so you can get a better education. Ask all these kids who've gone to college who are sitting at home with mommy and daddy paying a $100,000 debt bill. Or mommy and daddy's picking up the tab for the debt for the student loan because they made themselves guarantors. But, hey, if they come over to my house, they can terminate that debt. Gee, go figure. But no, they think they borrowed something, so they want to pay it back. Well, you can't pay it back. It's an impossibility. It's a mathematical anomaly. It's all bull crap, smoke and mirrors. They already got paid on the front end already anyways, folks. That's the whole point. But you didn't get that memo, and that's all right. If you come over to my house, you'll get that memo, you'll learn, and you'll remove the presumption, and you'll shut it down. Hey, we're having successes across the board, John. I'm telling you. Like I say, I'm going to gloat on Cookie's $2.1 million commercial property hypothecation event that they couldn't get to roll through, and the hubris of the court actually filed their private documents into the public and binding themselves up out of stupidity because she told them, she sent her packages in private to the man, the judge, the DA, and the clerk, and they were all, well, we're not listening to her. See, that's called hubris, and they screwed the pooch. It's all good. And now they're having difficulties on multiple levels, and they don't know what to do next because she didn't give consent.
That's right. And if you don't give consent in this little game, that's why they're always trying to get you to sign all this kind of stuff too, right?
Yep.
Because they need your consent in every contract that you get into.
Yeah.
And this is all we're doing is rescinding contracts and learning not to get into new contracts.
Right.
And that's the most powerful thing. I'm telling you, I've never seen anything like it. Start giving back full disclosures and start not accepting full disclosures and all this kind of stuff, and refuse to play their game. And people, I couldn't imagine. I got to know the evidence that they're using against me and do. Well, again, unless you've hurt somebody or stolen somebody's stuff or injured somebody, you know what I mean? There is no case.
Right. Well, it's like people opening up the envelopes to see see the cookie inside, and there is no cookie. It's a presentment. Let's take off MENT. It's a present. They're sending you a present and seeing if you're stupid enough to open up the present. But it ain't going to be no present to you. It'll only be a present for them. That's why it's called a presentment. Go figure. Look at the stupidity in the words, John.
Right, the words. They just tell you everything, That's why, when you watch some of these videos on these masterminds, you get these videos that get out on the internet and stuff like that, and why they laugh at us, because they're telling you straight exactly what they're doing.
Oh, yeah, or all the people who get up and march in a group down on Wall Street and stuff like that. You sheep voted for this crap. You sheep stepped into the poop sandwich. You sheep gave it over, and now you want to go. Now you're going to go.
What's that going to do? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All these people that are out there marching and all this kind of stuff against their governments and everything and all this, what's that going to do? What would happen if you all got together and just, there was, it was 2 million people on the march.
And they came over to my house for a buffet and did a rescission document off the voter rolls.
Exactly. And then started these communities, just said enough is enough, and we just started getting together and putting these communities together, everyone pooling their resources and stuff like that. Overnight, you'd be done. You'd have your society. You'd have, like-minded people that, were open-minded, with open hearts, that wanted to have a world where it was clean and where it was prosperous and people were educating and learning. It could all happen overnight. 2 million of you getting together, chanting the same thing over and over again, like the drones they want you to be.
And you're all part of the body politic, and you gave over through adhesion contracts across the board. But see, you're so busy marching, you weren't paying attention where the arbitrary third hand came into your back pocket and fleeced you a little more.
Mm-hmm. This is why they can pepper spray you and why they can corral you like animals and all this kind of stuff, because they have complete, full, legal right to do that.
They do.
Not lawful, but they certainly have legal right.
Right, exactly. So, anyways, and we got, we'll go to the article. We got 3 minutes. World Bank insider blows whistle on corruption at Federal Reserve. Go figure. Karen Hughes. Anyways, there are some people with moral compasses inside, but they're the ones who usually get mowed down because, we can't have this come to pass. Anyways, also we posted every cancer can be cured in 2 to 6 weeks. Folks, nobody has to die for a lie. That's why I created a cancer page over at my house. It's for free consumption for free members. And everybody can get the memo. As a matter of fact, if you go watch the free tour, which is the first thing you're supposed to do to get your mind right, so you can find where I hid all this beautiful information in the cupboards. And So you got to pull the covers back and actually watch a video presentation. It's called the free Truth Tour, and that will give you the clarity you seek at my house. But John, what's sad is I still get people complaining they don't like getting our email blast. That sign up for the site for free, and then but they don't even have the capacity to unlink themselves. And we've got an unlink at the bottom of the page. If they don't want to get the emails anymore, they got to write me a nasty email and get crappy with me because they don't have their minds right.
We're gonna get all levels. Like I say, I like to focus on the ones that are getting it. Because they're worth a million of the ones that aren't getting it.
Yeah, well, the ones that need to go back to sleep, that's all right. I wash my hands of you. I've done everything I could to open your door and open your eyes. You're not ready yet. You have some suffering to do. Sad thing to say. But
and the thing is, 6 months, a year, maybe 2 years from now, they may get it when the pressure gets too hard. When they say this is unfair. Why? There's something wrong with the system.
Yes, there is.
And that's what has to happen. We all wake up in our own time and our own time frame. And I could have said I was a sheep 10 years ago myself. I didn't know much and know what was going on. I played the game and. But, so we all learn, and the next one thing, it's like, sometimes I wasn't ready for information that I came across at first, you would, I can't handle this, and then the next thing 6 months later, you're like, wow, oh my goodness, I can't believe I skipped this by 6 months ago, because you just weren't ready at that time.
Denial is not a river in Egypt. It's not just a river in Egypt. Anyways, folks, guess what time it is? It's time to go to break. Yep, and we're cruising right along. Well, strap yourself in for the next hour and keep your hands in close because we're floating at 10,000 feet. I don't want anybody losing any limbs. Anyways, go to break. Do what you do on break. We'll be right back.
Sounds good.
Very good.
VerdictProductions.com, providing high-quality visual appeal for websites, videos, custom designs, and animation. We can design custom logos, animated images, banners and ads for your website, and even t-shirt designs. Have a video project you want to put on YouTube? Our professional video software will have you up on the web in no time. Visit VerdictProductions.com today and send us your project for a free quote. Lowest prices on the net guaranteed.
Yeah, hey, anyways, if you only knew. Go figure, John. Gee, I wonder what, I want to give the guy kudos whoever picked all these songs because he's got skills beyond his reproach, too. He's a music man.
Loving it, and good inspirational tunes, you know what I mean? Like I say, listen to the lyrics. We got to start listening to the lyrics.
Yep.
And understanding what we're listening to, because there's been a lot of great music out there that's been telling us what we're saying.
Yeah.
Grab your power back.
Yeah. That's why we started In the Spirit of Things and Free Will, all in the same breath almost. So, anyways, we do have a caller. I think a brother that wants to share some love. So, hey, let's open the board and we'll let some love through.
Sounds good. Hello, caller.
Okay, she didn't see one. Okay, I thought there was a Larry gentleman coming through.
No, that was actually a success story. I was just sharing in our Skype there, Peter.
Oh, okay.
It was a gentleman who came forward and was asking for a little help on a situation he had, and he just basically wrote back today and said that they're going to drop the charges and no more court dates. He basically asked for remedy to all this crap. He acted peacefully, the whole situation, and he's on a steep learning curve with us right now. So little advice. Seems to have gone a long way with him. So he's definitely taken over his power, and he's showing them who he was, and they don't want to play with him. So yeah, I was just sending that. Was
cool.
It was actually
I like that.
Well, a message.
Yeah, and I'm probably gonna have Cookie show up once in a while on her maybe Saturday call or something like that because she's always got excellent stuff. She's a heavy lifter, brother. She gets stuff. She's creating our new public repository. Matter of fact, it's on the site. I think you can look at the link, brother, if you'd like. While I go ahead and I do want to cover this. Parent is furious after their children's eyes scanned by school district without permission. So I can give my brothers and sisters clarity what they have coming forward if they fail to unconsent. This is not a scare tactic. It's not a fear factor thing. But, folks, not only is Big Brother surveillance, Leviathan, growing larger by the day, but it also becomes, and this is a document, this is a link, this is posted by National News. It's on the Privatis.Me Facebook page. So those that want to follow along, click on the link and come for the ride so you can see that I'm not making this up. Anyways, the Leviathan's growing larger by the day, but it has become almost arrogant creature as well, operating at will against the people. Well, they're the slaves. Anyways, or perhaps more appropriately in this case, operating against the will of the people. The latest example originates in Florida, where a school district scanned and categorized the irises of hundreds of students without the permission or consent of the parents. Well, guess what, folks? I'm trying to prove a point. They don't need the consent or the permission from the parents because they're part of the estate of the system because the parents birthed them in a public hospital, giving them over, and the mama was the informant. But it's just ugly out there. Nobody's getting the memo, and it's such a simple procedure to remove these presumptions. So I'm showing you how ugly it's getting, so maybe you'll make a command decision and just unconsent. That's my word. Nobody else uses unconsent. They always use consent, though. Anyways, according to the Ledger, the unraveling began late May when the Polk County School District sent home a letter to the parents. A new pilot program explained will track bus riders using a feature unique to every child, their irises. It said parents could opt out, but by the time they learned about it, the company had already named Stanley Convergent Security Solutions, another corporate whore, had already captured images of 750 children's eyes. Oops, sorry. Immediately upon discovering what had occurred, school officials both halted the pilot program amid a torrent of parental complaints. Yep, slaves complain, John, and blame their failure to notify the parents ahead of time to clerical error. Well, Rob Davis, District Administrator for Transportation and School Security Departments, said his secretary emailed the parental notification letter late to the principals, who then would have sent it on to the parents. Anyways, John, it just shows you they're corrupt. They didn't email crap to nobody because they really didn't want them to know.
That's a great example of complaint right there. They went and complained, which, nothing gets done, we're sorry, well, what if they would have filed a claim of trespass against their property?
Right. But because they don't come to, brother, because they ain't sitting at my buffet table, they're not getting my memos.
Exactly.
So anyway,
that's the whole paradigm shift, though. You can go in their court houses and complain and try to receive remedy, or you can claim your property. And trespass is one of the worst things you can do against somebody. This comes with heavy, stiff penalties. If you know how to, like I say, handle your affairs and own up and take care of your property as it should be, they will never, ever mess with your children. They will know, these people know what is theirs, and, they'll be on the special list where they leave them alone kind of thing.
Yeah.
When these companies start coming to your schools. What if it would have been vaccine day? What if it would have been, we're just coming to give all your kids the flu shot?
Yeah.
What's the difference?
Exactly. Well, biometric data, brother, they, like I say, they building their big, huge databases, and retinal scans are part of it. So here's another scam being perpetrated. But for those that are not quite awake yet, they're not aware of the crap going on, sort of like in the schools over here in Virginia. They have them fill out the sign up for the voter rolls in their senior year in high school as a grade. If they don't fill it up.
Can't you just see where this is all going again, Peter? They're getting all your data and stuff like that. So it's almost going to be like free crime. Like what was what was that futuristic show?
Yeah,
where
Tom
they,
Cruise, whatever.
Yeah, exactly, right? The Minority Report, that's what it was.
Right.
You know, and you know, they're going to keep putting the screws down so that you can't afford anything, you can't get anywhere, so there's going to be more crime, there's going to be more lawlessness and all this kind of stuff, and more jails are going to be started getting fuller and fuller. And it's going to be so easy to catch these people because every camera in the world is going to be just, you know, oh, there's a retinal scan, oh, he's right there on blah, 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 right there, you know, pick them up, and it's just going to be instant, basically, these type of systems as they fill their jails for, you know, and I can just imagine the legal rules that they're going to be bringing forward in the next 20 years, you know. How many laws do they bring forward now? I think it's in the thousands per year.
Yeah,
well, it's just ridiculous.
I hope people are aware, when they throw you in the jug, brother, they swabbing you for a DNA sample.
Exactly.
Most people are unaware of that. It's not a throat culture, folks. It's a DNA swab. Yeah, I figured it out after they took the damn swab because I was saying, what's this for? I didn't know to refuse because I was naive at that moment. Not naive anymore. Anyways, they're building their databases with your DNA, your retinal scans, biometric data. Well, Michael and I are in creation mode on other things on documents to pull that crap off the shelf, you know. So as we go, we'll have more stuff.
Again, setting up the foundation.
Yep, exactly.
That's what we need to be clear that these documents are doing. It's not just rescinding. We are setting up the foundation so that if you are trespassed against, you have remedy.
Yeah. And anyways, let's go on with this. Sorry. He says, anyways, there was more to it than that. Anyways, according to the Ledger, emails sent between district staffers in addition to interviews the paper conducted with administrators indicate that the late letter was only one of the multiple behind-the-scenes mistakes, mistake my ass, that left parents and some top school administrators in the dark, allowing a company to collect children's biometric information without parents' knowledge. According to the records, under terms of the pilot program, it would have remained in operation at no cost to the school district for 60 days. Then the school would have to pay, though that still required a contract. However, district staffers permitted Stanley Convergent onto 3 separate school campuses and allowed them to scan the irises of children before a contract was ever even finalized. So, interim school superintendent at the time, John Stewart, I'm sure, he's no longer the interim superintendent. He got his wee-wee whacked, and was to have final approval over the contract as Stanley Convergent prepared to begin collecting iris scans. Davis told staffers to send Stewart the contract, but it never made it to Stewart, meaning the district's top official did not learn about the program until the scans had already taken place. In addition, members of the district staff never discussed the program with Stewart in person. Look at that word, John. In person.
In person,
I love person. Anyways, that includes Lum Thorhell, Assistant Director of Operations, as well as Ann Marshall, a safe school specialist, who's also assigned to the superintendent's office to handle public records requests. Anyways, the excuse offered for this rash of failures, miserable failures, on the criminal, it's just a busy place, Marshall told the Ledger, and unless you have an appointment to move something ahead, it's not like you have an opportunity to chit-chat. It's not that anyone didn't want to tell him, Stewart, i.e. Stewart, and yet to have the process been followed, said Wes Bridges, an attorney for the school board, the iris scan program would have been stopped until parents could have been notified. It's almost a comedy of errors, John. Bridges said, only there's nothing funny about collecting the data from children without permission. They have no concept of what they've done. Many parents whose kids were caught up in the comedy errors weren't laughing either or buying the excuses. Anyways, it sounds like a simple case. If it's better to ask forgiveness, go ahead and do the bad act than ask for permission. Where have I heard that before? Yep.
Well, what are you going to do? Complain?
Oh yeah, that's right. That's why slaves complain. Yeah, well, folks. Okay, I brought this issue up because I'm just trying to give everybody some clarity of thought. Folks, this is going on left, right, and center, all over in front of you, and you're not even paying attention. But it doesn't have to be, and you have a choice. Everybody has free will, and all you got to do is remove presumption. So when like I say, John, for probably weeks on end, every Thursday is just going to be a class how to do the damn documents and get off the damn voter rolls. If you have a marriage certificate, how to terminate it, and the IRS 1040, then you can find out how to redo your W-4 correctly so you can keep your pay.
And again, just in case we got new listeners in the last 15 minutes, so you're saying we don't have to pay taxes?
Yeah, no, slaves pay taxes by giving over, via consent. That's why it's called a voluntary system.
Exactly, because taxes are voluntary.
Matter of fact, folks, if you don't believe me, I got a post over here. I'm going to find it, John. I got a post over here on my Privatis.Me.
But I'll tell you, hey, if you volunteer to pay those taxes and don't pay those taxes, you're in a lot of trouble. They will Gestapo your butt and everything else. So you definitely want to remove the presumption.
Right. Don't do what Brother Peter did for 12 years and warred with them sons of bitches. I was really good at it, too. I knew how to put documents together and all that, John. And it still never stopped the train. Well, the train's fixing to be in total remission here very shortly. It will have no coal to run. Anyways, here's a little link about halfway down the page. IRS seizes medical records of 60 million Americans. Preview of what's to come with Obamacare. If you're not on the plantation, folks, it doesn't apply to you. So get off the damn plantation. Come over to my house. It's the package is free. Your education is not. Isn't that beautiful, John? So if they get to hang out with me for a year at my house to really get their mind right, because in a year they'll never be within 60 days they won't be the same. Because I pull the curtain back. Anyways, I did have an IRS thing he posted over here. Let me see. It was a 1-minute one. This is the upper echelon. I'm going to find this darn thing. Oh, yeah. Did the House and ousted IRS Chief Stephen Miller just admit that taxes are voluntary? So, folks, if you think I'm lying to you, go click on this 1-minute link. Watch it. It's on the private sector. Like I say, John, I put out the information for everybody to get on the Facebook page because I link some really good stuff. You know, it's a direction of flow. So you don't know I'm creating hearsay. But, folks, you have the right to remove the presumption. You made mistakes. Now it's your job to fix it. If you don't fix the mistake and unconsent, they think you're happy with where you're at. Anyway, so I'm telling you don't. Anyways, let's see. What else do I have over at my house? Let's see, depopulating an entire region of the country. The Gulf oil spill is a depopulation event of epic proportions. In order to demonstrate the fact that BP event was indeed a planned event and is part of a bigger scheme to depopulate the Gulf of its 40 million residents, it's necessary to present a review of the money trail in the Gulf, which shows forthright planning and motive as a precursor to more important reasons on why the Gulf had to be destroyed. So for any of you, my brothers and sisters that listen to this, you down in the Gulf, you snorting up that ice air, you're getting the carbon-rich molecules of Correxic, which is a carbon-neutral byproduct that attaches to you as a carbon-neutral byproduct and creates the breaking down of the body. So, John, it was ironic, and I did post that in here. I was going to move to Fort Walton, and I just said, I told Nina that's the Gulf. I said, it's all poison down there. She didn't believe me. Now, the irony is they had their minds all set on it in the morning. I found the link that afternoon, and I said, take a look at these beaches. You really want to go walk on those? I said, that's poison, and it will attach to you and compromise your immune system and multiple other things. I said, you can go to Fort Walton. See, my wife's living in her past, John. Her daddy worked at the Air Force base down there, so she's got her memories, Well, those memories are long gone. It's a different day down in the Gulf. So, folks, Brother John, that was an Agenda 21 deal. Now they're going to create some new fuel sources off all the oil that's still bleeding into the Gulf that nobody knows about, and it's amazing.
It's just brutal, and the fact that this is the stuff that the people should be marching and helping cleaning up.
Yeah.
This is the stuff that, imagine there's 2 million people down at the Gulf every day.
Well, they didn't want them, John. No.
Yeah,
they closed
exactly.
it. The scumbags closed it so they could poison the damn water with the Correxic and all this other crap. People were going to volunteer, and they were turned away and harassed and beat down and all sorts of fun stuff. Because I was getting the reports. I lived in Louisiana when that went down.
Wow, what a shame! It's just, and how much are we going to take? How much more are we going to just let them do this to our planet? It's just, it makes you sick. Our children have to grow up in this stuff. This mess that we're leaving behind, and how much pressure do we have to put in these governments to enough's enough? Well, start rescinding. Start taking away their estate, the trust that they tap into to promote wars and to promote all these wastes of money and stuff like that, because they have so much money. This idea that there's no money, debt money, but there's lots of it.
Yeah.
And they're just going and they're using your labor, like I say, to make it valuable, and that's how they keep on doing these. This is how they get this debt money, because you put in this labor and you give them all the riches of the world. It's not us that are running the world, but it's us that are putting out in our sweat equity and being left with sickness and misery and retiring at like 65 and 70 years of age, stuff like this. Why are we not enjoying this world? Why are we not enjoying life? Why, it's like something, if someone were to tell you before you came here, well, let's go to this world where they're going to pollute it to death and they're going to use this fake money system to control you and all this kind of stuff. And, we must have wanted the challenge, Peter?
Yeah. Yeah, it is a challenge, but it's all good. Because like I say, I always say, John, when the pain threshold becomes so great, that's when they wake up. So a lot of my brothers and sisters still living in La La Land got a little more pain to deal with. And like I say, I'm not being mean-spirited. It's just a fact.
Exactly. That's the thing about evil. It'll keep on pushing until you push back. And, I've had enough. I know how to stand now in the light, and the darkness doesn't like coming into that light at all. So, once you know, knowledge, like they say, is power. And wow, is it ever power? Knowledge is definitely power.
Yeah. Anyways, how about the mark of the beast? Motorola pushes human tattoo to replace digital smartphone passwords. Folks, do you see how they suck you in?
Yeah.
Oh my God! Yep, mark of the beast.
Like they used to have movies and shows and stuff like that with the barcodes in the back of the neck. How much and we see some people out there with them on tattooed and stuff like that, thinking it's a joke. Some people came here to be cattle, and that's okay for them. But myself, I want to be just left alone. I don't want to be part of this nightmare that's going on. I want to, rescind my consent to the things that are going on. And if you don't like what's going on in your world, you don't like the price of the fuel, you don't like, change it. Do something different. The definition of stupidity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result.
Yeah. Anyways, John, what's the Canadian equivalent? I know it's on our CAR form. The CRA form. Somebody asked, was it T4, T1, T what?
Yeah, they have actually both the T1 and the T4 here.
Yeah, well, either or. We put a blanket statement in there. We cover it all. So just go use the form if you're from Canada. Have fun. It's all good. We're already using the form. Anyways, John, I guess we got no love coming into the door tonight. I figured we'd have we always usually get some callers. Like I say, we ain't doing the question and answer period anymore because those days are pretty much long gone. Like I say, they got to come over to the house now.
Well, yeah, we can only put out so much on the public and stuff like that, and it's confusing for people unless you have the education, because of the fact that there is a lot to it.
Yeah.
It is a whole different concept in the mind, isn't it? It's I'm not the same person I was, even a year ago. Just in the information I've learned, even in the last 6 months, the stuff I've learned.
Yep.
I've went through nightmares, and I've went through, absolute enlightenment too. And so I did it the hard way. We're trying to, get people to do it the easy way. We've cleared the path for you. We've, had the trespasses done against us and stuff like this, and come out the other side.
Yeah, and that's the whole point, John. I've been a speed bump. I've had them steal 90% of my paycheck for 4 months in a row. See how long you can live off of $275 a week instead of $1,500 a week. Most people would have already fallen under the bridge. I didn't. Anyways, everything happens for a reason. So these are the paths I had to go to. But for my brothers and sisters who are here now and present and accompanied for, you don't have to go through none of this crap. I've already gone through the breach for you. I've already come to ground. You can too. So guess what? You can either remove the pain very quickly and effectively, pull the Band-Aid off in one fell swoop, or you can continue to get a hot wax and have them pull it off 1 inch at a time. You get your pound of flesh. I already gave my multiple pounds of flesh, and you don't have to, just so you wouldn't have to.
Exactly. Just to let you know, Peter, we are getting the love from callers, but it just seems that Blog Talk is having a problem taking callers at the moment. So
okay.
Technical difficulties at the moment. So that's what's
maybe the sandwich eaters are loving what I'm bringing. I love that one Michelle brought, the sandwich eaters. Anyways, that's a good thing. And but like I say, it's about getting right-minded, John. It's like I say, it's so simple. And I promise those who will have the faith of a mustard seed, you get the hell off the plantation. For those who have no faith at all, stand fast in fear mode. And I promise you, standing fast and doing nothing is not a viable option.
And again, we say that over and over again, that we're doing this in peace and honor.
Yeah.
You know, we're not fighting, we're not warring.
That's what's so beautiful about these documents, John. You've seen the documents. There ain't no there ain't no adversarial sideways rants or nothing. It's just direct to the point. Blah blah. Hey,
that's
okay,
right. Because you know, how many revolutions have we had in this world and all this kind of stuff, and it's just another tyranny takes over and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So what if everyone just starts removing their consent, just stops volunteering their effort and their time into this stuff? You know, well, the next thing you know, other systems are going to. Better systems are going to, take the place.
Right. Where one void gets created, another thing gets filled.
Exactly. And so that's what's happening. These people are waiting for economic collapse, and they're talking about all this fear and the dollar's going to collapse and all this kind of crap. Well, start a community.
Yeah.
Start a community. You only need food, shelter, and people to come together, and next thing you know, you've got more abundance than you know what to do with. It's like I say, it's enough with the separation, enough with the sitting inside watching TV all the time. Get out there, get with your community, start getting like-minded people together. There's going to be all kinds of different communities with different ideas and all this kind of thing. That's fine, but do something positive. Do something, together. Change this. If you don't like what's going on, you see people starving, and you see all this kind of stuff. You had a community. You could volunteer food out. You could change things. You could. There's so many different types of things that can be brought forward. But we're so dependent on these companies giving us work and giving us, permission to have things and all this kind of stuff. We are the power. The people are the power. There's so much resources and so much knowledge and so much information and so many bright people that could come together and just enough. It would just change.
I'm starting to get some come through my door. Other people starting to offer up other heavy liftings, and I got another somebody come through my door today. I forwarded him over to Michael. He has like IT background stuff. Anyways, I'll have Michael move forward. I do have brothers coming forward, but it is break time, bro. Yeah, guess what? It's break.
Wow.
Andrea let me know with two clocks. Anyways, hey, it's flying, folks. It's a beautiful
all right,
thing.
And we do have a caller. She got the difficulties fixed up.
All right, keep in a holding pattern. It's all good, and we'll go do what you do on break, and we'll take the caller in right after the break. Thank you very much.
Sounds good.
All right.
Privatis.Me. No longer do we need to hire lawyers, worry about past debt, or count on doctors to fix our health problems. Privatis.Me, specializing in real education about the legal system, administratively eliminating your past debt, and teaching you simple, natural ways to restore your health. Join today for free. Learn how to live in private and allow yourself to overcome and stop living in fear. Become a paid member for just $20 per month and receive Peter and Michael's $300 debt termination package for free. Privatis.me. Privatis.me. Take a walk on the private side.
All right, welcome back to In the Spirit of Things. And I guess we got a little love in the house. Send him on through.
Well, good evening, Brother Peter. It's Frank from Vancouver.
Hi, Frank. I love my Canadian brothers. They getting it done.
Well, we're trying to, but there seems to be a bit of interference up here. So, question regarding international travel. How could one navigate without being impeded without official documentation?
That would be an after-hours call, brother, because I do know, but I can't say it in public.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm serious as a heart attack. Are you in my Skype house?
No, I'm not. I was just listening online. I just got in. I caught the last minute of the broadcast. Unfortunately, I've been, slaving away like the rest of us, and I'm kind of done doing that. So I thought I'd pick up a little bit of, machine oil for your screen door there before I sign out.
Yeah, I know. My cat looks at me funny too every time I open the damn thing.
But we're all waking up. I'm not sure if you knew that Dean Clifford had a big thing on the weekend here in Victoria.
Right.
And I think it was overly attended, which is wonderful. People are waking up on the West Coast. It's just the middle section of our country is out to lunch, So
yeah, well,
I want to move forward.
I wish Dean would come to my house because I want to share the love with my brother. I have a couple of friends. One's from Canada, another one from USA. And they both correspond with him, but he came in my door about 8 months ago and is yet to come back. I don't know if he's afraid of me or what. Are my arms too damn big or what?
You scare him, that's why, because you're direct.
I don't scare no way. I'm a teddy bear, right, John?
You are a teddy bear, brother.
Hey, matter of fact, I'm a gorilla to John. He's been grabbing onto my back on these phone calls for a while now.
Good. So it's really just, we all know our standings is... Hello?
Yep, I'm here.
Yep.
Oh, sorry, I clicked out a little bit there. But we all know our standings, and really to operate in honor, remove your consent to who you do not want to contract with. It's just having the other party recognize that is the issue.
Oh,
that's where I come into play.
Yeah, Johnny. John's got skills beyond reproach. Brothers, are the people removing themselves, i.e., that presumption from the body politic? That is ground. That is the starting point.
Yep.
Matter of fact, Michelle done hers, and the clown sent her some garbage back, thinking she was looking for permission, a permission slip, and we red boxed that sucker and sent it back to the clowns with the same document again, so they get the proverbial memo. See, they've been operating positions of power and authority for so long, they think somebody died and left them God. Well, we're going to fix that, brother. We can fix that. We will fix that. That I can guarantee. So if I could get... it's like USA Inc. If I could get 170 million slaves to get off the plantation, 535 whores over there at D.C. would actually have to go find jobs of substance because they wouldn't have no slaves to run.
Yeah.
It's that damn simple. It's that damn simple. I've been bantering around about this for 3 months. I know my poor producer, her ears are bleeding because she gets to hear me rant. And but see, that's the point, brother. It's so damn simple, nobody's getting it. But once you start removing these consent, these presumptions, they have hey, brother, and we're going one step further because, see, this is how they do it over here in USA Inc. And they will post stuff in the public, and if you fail to respond, it's given over by acquiescence. That's why they can foreclose on you on a mortgage and stuff. Well, we're going to fix that problem, brother, because we got a public repository that's getting put online right now, and yes, it can be used internationally for my brothers and sisters all over the world. Because when it's in the public, it's in the public, brother. It doesn't matter if it's the ATO. It doesn't matter if it's CRA. It doesn't matter if it's IRS. It's all going to be publicly posted for their consumption. Because after 30 days, it stands. If they fail to respond, they've acquiesced away, and that's why we're removing the consent first. No warning, no arguing, no fuss, no muss, no hassles. Everybody come over, get their packages. See, that's what Brother Michael and we said. You know what? We got to do a little heavier lifting. Because our brothers and sisters don't know how to superimpose a family crest and seal on a document or anything like that. So we said, you know what, Michael? I said, you know what? We can do what we did already in another vein, in another venue. It wasn't so much a venue, but we were able to create a package, direction of flow, to operate properly, procedurally correctly, to remove presumptions all across the board. So we created this really beautiful package that everybody gets when they come in. And, they're paying for membership. They're not paying for the documents. And we'll be adding more documents. We'll be dealing with mortgage crap. We'll be dealing with everything over the course of the next 12 months. So we build upon it as we go. But it's through the love of the brothers and sisters thinking that they're worth something to support us, because this is the only way I keep my lights on. I don't do anything else but this.
Yep.
So
having our civil servants or the employees acknowledge what we're doing is valid, because they may not even have the information.
No. See, brother, you got your mind wrong. We don't need permission or consent from them once we remove consent.
I know that, yeah.
Well, they don't know that, but they're going to know that because it's going to be posted in the public. So if they want to drag you under the guise of a lie, here's the document. Here, it's publicly been noticed for 30 days. It's cured. What is your freaking problem? I'm the man. Yeah. And that's it. But, brother, I'm telling you, it's going to be shutting down shit. Hey, brother, we're already shutting down crap all over the country. If you heard what I was talking about, Sister Cookie on a commercial foreclosure, $2.1 million. I think that's a pretty good lift.
That's a pretty good lift. That's sizable. So you must have huge pecs and arms by now, huh?
What's that now?
You must have huge arms and pecs by now.
Yeah, heavy lifting. I'm getting there, brother John. John, you see me, right?
Oh yeah, brother, you're definitely lifting something over there. I'll tell you.
Yeah. No, I'm not on Dianabol. I don't do steroids, but you think I was. No, I'm just. Hey, that hemp powder does wonders. I get it from hempusa.org up there, out of Canada. Yep. No fillers, no garbage, no crap. The body likes it. The machine runs. I do a little probiotic powder with iodine in it, and this machine is getting fed right. No
chelate
GMOs.
Your body.
Yeah, it's the only one I got.
Your body, chelate your body, bentonite clay, all that good stuff.
Yep.
Exactly. Yeah, you got.
I just wanted to thank you. Keep spreading the love, brother, and you definitely have a member in me.
Yeah, thank you, brother. Hey, if you catch Brother Dean, tell him, hey, he's in my Skype room, but I don't never see him.
Okay.
All right.
Good chatting, brother.
I'll catch him. I always post him, but he's just I don't know. I know he's binded up and he's busy. I'm just trying to give him some direction of flow over here.
Yeah. Very good.
This is about us all coming together, brother. What we're talking about here is dead nuts, right? It's dead on track. And now I need my community to come together so we can all share, my Australian brothers, my Canadian brothers, my UK brothers, and that's the whole point of the exercise. Is they don't want us coming together, and that's all I want is us to come together. This is called peace and harmony and love, and we're all men having a human experience standing up. So it's we don't have to fight, we don't have to war, we just have to unconsent.
Fabulous. I totally agree.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate you sharing the love. Hey, you're welcome to come on in anytime.
Thank you very much. In Lakesh to you all.
Yes, sir, brother. You have a great night.
Cheers.
You got it. All right. That was beautiful, John.
Good stuff. Love a good caller. Fellow Canadian. That's what I love about the show that we have together, too. You know, we're doing all North America here. We've got Canada, United States, and the borders don't bother us.
No. I love. There are no borders. That's what they want. They think there's borders, folks. For my brothers and sisters in Canada, get your minds right. We're all one. We're not separate. They just created different tricks for kids crap up in these different countries. That's all. And that's all right. We're getting past all of them.
That's right. One person at a time. We have another caller.
All right.
8110. If you'd like to come forward, that's area code 8110. Come on forward.
Yeah, we'll let him in.
Hi, Peter.
Hi.
How are you? I was on the call last night. This is Melissa, and I was asking you about Social Security, and I was going to sign up, but I didn't have the money right away. But I heard during your break that you can pay $20 a month for it. Is that true?
No, Brother Zach's going to have to redo that. He was breaking it down. It breaks down to $20 a month is what he meant. So I'll have to get up with him, but. See, if I did that, then everybody comes through, rapes from my estate, and then they step away, don't renew, and then because there's a lot of people out there with bad intent, not a right heart, and so we kept it so low. See, because most people will pay $400 for 1 hour with a sorry ass attorney and turn themselves over. So I said, you know what, I'm going to make it a fraction of that, and because that's why we created this whole package so everybody can move forward with direction of flow. It's not heavy lifting. We've done 95% of the work. You just got to do the other 5%, and it's simple. And that's why starting this Thursday, I'm doing nothing but classes on administrating properly and what you need to do first and why you need to do it first so you don't get binded up and step on your own toes. So for a moment, you might have to hold fast. But, yeah, if you got any flat-screen TVs, first of all, you don't need to be watching them because they're just programming. Sell a screw. I know. I'm serious. People got so much garbage, so much junk in their houses that's binding them up. Get rid of the TV, flat screen. You know.
I'm going to save the money up and do it on the 3rd of July. But I just thought it would be easier for me if there was a $20 payment. It's no big deal.
I know. I wish I could have gone that way, and you know. Because when I first started, I was letting people do like a $40 or $20, and it was such a administrative nightmare tracking for Michael, and I just said, okay, I said, well, we started off with a $120, but it required everybody to go collect their documents and do them themselves. Now we've gone one step further. Yeah, we doubled down, but we have saved hours and hours and hours for everybody, and every document that you need to move forward on whatever level. Whether it be a court issue, IRS, third-party debt, it's all in there, and it's really easy to use them. I have PowerPoint video presentations on how to do the third-party debt termination package. We made it much easier. I've done, for the last 2 months, that's all I've been doing is heavy lifting, and I'm living off of next to nothing because it takes a minute for everybody to get the memo and get online, and I want, but you know what, like I say, people got to understand if they're in third party hell or whatever, and for them to just stand fast and do nothing, it's the game. It's going to cost them a lot more than the $260 to come over to my house than it would be if they were to have to if they would have done it right out from the get and got their game on. And I give them direction of flow. So
hey, Peter, that's one paycheck worth of taxes, isn't it? As far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. Exactly.
I'm not complaining about the amount.
No.
Of
I know you're not.
Oh no. We know.
Let me give you the reason I'm doing it. I was arrested, and I already knew all this, but I didn't know your program. I already knew who I was, but the cops didn't like it, so they threw me. My husband tried to kill me, and he punched a wall and said that I did it to him. So I went to jail. I was in solitary confinement.
Who called first? Him?
I did.
Oh, yeah. Usually the one who calls stays home, but I guess apparently they were looking for you for the hypothecation event instead and believed him.
Because my mouth is.
Yeah, that's terrible. You got my empathy.
Well, no, because it woke me up as to. This can happen to me. If this can happen to me, it can happen to anybody because I know who I am and I don't take any crap. But it also did me a favor. I did sue them. I sued the powers that be. Right now there's a lawsuit that I have, and I dismissed it with prejudice because I had pleaded. And in this country, if you plead, then you're guilty no matter what. No attorney will do it. So I have to be my own attorney. I was my own attorney.
Right.
And so it was a huge lawsuit, but it's still sitting there in federal court because I can't step into federal court and because I don't know the laws. And I'm not going to get remedy in there.
Yeah, we need to get you off the slave plantation first, i.e. The voter roll thing immediately. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I'm telling people, even if they've never signed up on the voter rolls, do the damn document anyways. It's still a removal of the presumption because they always trick you somehow, somewhere along the line. They've posted you in as a party on the voter rolls, whether it be through the driver's license or some other nefarious act that you didn't realize you gave over, or they just use tricks. They'll check the box for you on your behalf, and you're unaware. So that's the best place to start. It's simple. And, you're right. Yeah. You know what? Hey, John, she's right-minded. She's getting the memo. You need to go over to the Facebook page if you can get to it and download watch the videos. There's 8 of them. We also have them on our YouTube page over at our Privatis.Me, so you can still join the page free. I'm sure you're already on. Go to the YouTube page. Michael posted the Servant King videos, and this will give you some. Are they amazing or what?
Yes. Oh yeah, and it's amazing because I knew all this, but he puts it together so nicely. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because I've been researching this for a long time, but once one person like Kurt Kellenbach, he put it together nicely. Once you get all that information at one whack, then you're like, oh.
This is how I got duped. I'm part of the body politic. I'm a corporate slave. I've been excommunicated from being the man, and I'm now a franchisee for the corporation, so I can't argue anything. That's where I started the curriculum over the last 4 weeks. Slave Who Owns You, that document is a beautiful read. And then Kirk, this came through my front door not even but a week and a half ago. And everything I've been saying, he's saying the same thing, except we got a process to do the damn thing. So I said, well, this is beautiful. Kirk's, he put together in 50 minutes what it would take me 50 years because I just didn't have the time. And I said, you know what, and I even sent the brother an email. I want him to come to my house. I want him to come in the door because I love them when they bring the truth like that.
Right.
Well, that's the thing. There's no egos here. You know, we want all kinds to come forward with their information. You know, it's not about I here. It's about we.
Yep.
And the egos are left at the door. And if you have information that you think we're wrong or whatever, come forward. We'd love to hear you.
Yep.
You know, let's hear your point of view and let's hear what you have to bring forward. And we'll definitely discuss it like you know, adults, like men and women.
Yeah, because that's the whole problem. They've created separation. You know, you got your Winston Shrout and CIC and all these others. And I'm not saying they're wrong. I'm just saying there's a lot of diversions and smoke and mirrors, and it's so damn simple. You don't need to do all that other garbage. You can come to ground. You can remove consent and move forward. And that's I'm doing my license next. I'll be rescinding that back with my signatures, ab initio, non pro tunc to the day of inception. Those adhesion contracts are going by the wayside. They can keep their government property because on that license that's got my face, I'm government property. That's what they classify you as. I mean, after watching The Servant King, I said, son of a bitch. I said, well, this ID's got to go back. I can't retain the master's stuff because I'm the king, and but I gave over.
Exactly.
Right.
Caller.
I just wanted to tell you one last thing, that when I sued them, I used the original 13th Amendment, and I used the 11th Amendment, and they did not, the federal judge would not rule on my prosecutor whom I sued, and he would not rule on the fact that he had immunity. They just closed. He had 2 days to do that, and they closed the case. So they were really scared.
In statute court, they do have immunity. In statutes But did you file as a woman? Were you going after a man or a woman or a corporation?
Well, see, I made many mistakes, but I did hit some good things though. I did file under common law court. I put my lawsuit is just something because I did my own divorce. I did all that, but it scared them. I didn't hit correct. But I hit on some things that they
you hit some of the right nerves, but not all the right ones.
Right.
Yeah, hey, and you know what? That old marriage contract, just because you went through divorce, that's always a good idea to remove that, rescind the marriage contract. That'll be next. The beautiful part is the documents are already created. We'll get your coat of arms, bring you forward as a live woman instead of a dead entity, and this is a beautiful thing because you're going to seal the deal instead of, this is what people aren't getting. Dead people sign, live men and women seal, and it's really that simple. Okay. And we're going to have a repository to store this on the public record, so they'll get the memo in a different level.
Okay. Well, I will see you. I will be on probably on the 3rd, so I appreciate what you're doing.
That's fine. Beautiful. Hey, we love you for sharing the love and coming over because it's going to take a concerted effort from all of us. Not all are going to get off. Not all are going to wake up. I'm well aware of that. But that's all right. You're right-minded. You're in the right place. Welcome to the nucleus.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great night.
You too. Bye.
All right. Anyways, John, we're getting down to we're cruising altitude at 3,000 feet. I've brought it down from 10,000. We're getting ready to land. Put your trays upright, folks. Keep your feet and hands in. I love it. This is a nice ride tonight, brother.
Always. We always have a great show. A lot of information's brought forward. We do have to repeat ourselves a lot because it's the fundamentals of what's wrong, and by exposing it, repeating it, we'll get in the mindset of enough's enough. Okay, this is easy. This is doable. There is a system. There is support. There are other people out there doing this.
Right. Nobody's going alone.
Exactly.
I mean, you got to carry your own water. I can't stand in the breach for you, but I can sure direct you in the right direction.
Exactly.
Yeah, we don't give advice. We just give direction. Hey, we're all directed in flow. That's what it comes down to, the right minds and the right spirits, not warring, removing presumptions, and if they're sick and tired of the shit, they're going to get off the damn slave plantation. If they're not sick of it yet, John, when this year comes up to 2014, and there's a lot of people doing taxes for Obamacare, I bet you're going to get a lot more people want to know, how do I unconsent?
Yes, because I could just imagine the Obamacare and what that's going to entail.
Oh yeah, it's going to be
wow.
and they're going to put it right dead in the middle of the people who can afford it the least to subsidize those who don't pay at all, and they're letting all the illegal aliens in, so somebody's got to subsidize them. It's a real insane scam. So you know what? I'm not going to hypothecate my demise.
Exactly.
That's what they're doing, and that's what they have you doing, because we gave over. So, hey, if you don't like what's coming, remove the presumptions, start moving forward. Yes, I can't slay all the beasts in one fell swoop, but I can sure get you started.
Well, it's definitely bleeding out pretty good.
Yeah. He's not liking that poker in his backside. It came out the other cheek. Damn, that hurts.
Yeah, definitely. This is we're definitely at the forefront of this information and these processes. And I'd like to thank all the people who have sacrificed and went through the breaches to bring this information forward, who had to go through the torture and the harm brought against you and stuff like that to learn this, to share with others. And we couldn't be here without all them brave souls as well. So.
Yeah, somebody get a hold of Dean, tell him to come to my damn house. Tell him Peter's looking for him. He knows who I am. I know he knows who I am. We've been on a couple talkie shows together over at a couple other houses. So,
nice.
Anyways, let me give out the love, brother. It's that time real quick. Sister Andrea, stellar as always. She brings the love. She beats my brakes off. She tells me what time it is. It's a beautiful thing. I can deal with it. I can take it. I got rhino skin. Anyways, Brother Dan from Compass Marketing, SEO guy, got us first page for the 12-minute debt termination video. That's a beautiful thing. I love my brother. He's a heavy lifter, too. He's got nice arms, too. Not that I noticed, but anyways, and then we got Sister Susan, who did that beautiful 3-minute animation and the PowerPoint presentations, and Brother Michael, the master of his own domain. Him and I banter on a regular basis daily, and we get the memos down. And I got you and Jacinth, and Sister Michelle's on hiatus for a minute. That's fine. We're sharing the love with her because she keeps us all grounded. We love her. We miss her.
Sends a little love out to her.
Yeah, she's dealing with her issues.
She's definitely going through her.
I don't even want to bring it up. She didn't want me to bring it up. John. You know what I mean? We're just sharing the love. Anyways, and then for all the others that show the love tonight, come back tomorrow. It's going to be another stellar show, I guarantee. I'm sounding like Dan Louisiana. I hung out there for 5 years. They knew I wasn't from there, John. Go figure.
No, really? You talk too damn fast.
I told them they got to listen fast. They just got to turn. They got to turn their listener a little quicker. Anyways, we're back down to the last minute, folks. And Brother Zach, brother, I got your back. If they want to play ball with you, they're going to be playing ball with me. It's going to be a whole different day. Anyways, we love all our brothers and sisters. Welcome to our house, and this is the house to be at, because this is where the love is, and we're all going to come over together. So on that note, John, thank you very much, and folks, we'll catch you all on the rebound tomorrow night. We will be back in rare form. Have a great night.
Much love to all my call listeners, and we do love you, and stand strong.
Yep. Good night. We'll catch you tomorrow. Catch you on the rebound, John.
Sounds good.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
You're listening to In the Spirit of Things on I Am Free Will Radio. Join us on our Blog Talk radio station every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Saturday night, live from 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern. To find all the links we mention on the show and to stay up to date about when we go live on BTR, make sure you connect with us on our social sites. Follow us on Twitter at handle Privatis.Me. You can also friend us, like us, or join our open group on Facebook by searching Privatis.Me. or by clicking on the Facebook icon on our homepage. It's really that simple.
VerdictProductions.com, providing high-quality visual appeal for websites, videos, custom designs, and animation. We can design custom logos, animated images, banners and ads for your website, and even t-shirt designs. Have a video project you want to put on YouTube? Our professional video software will have you up on the web in no time. Visit VerdictProductions.com today and send us your project for a free quote. Lowest prices on the net guaranteed.